Hi all, my name's Tom, and this is an update to the video I made on the 2nd of July. And I do apologise for the length of time it's taken me to put this video up for an update. But before I carry on any further, I have a duty to perform on behalf of my family and myself. We have and must thank all those generous and kind people with their offers of help and support and encouragement. It's been overwhelming. It's been unbelievable. If only you knew the amount of support that we've received and the effect of that support. It's been really difficult fighting the bank and the courts. We have been, but it begins to grind you down. But now with your support, it's given us real hope. It's given us fortitude to stride on and take on these criminals, and we will beat them. They may take my home, but as I said, it's a battle. It's not the war. So it's your help and your input into this saga that we're going through. And I didn't know the effect that little video would have. And I thank you all from the bottom of my and my family's heart, and we mean that very, very sincerely. Okay. Now, with the update, as it stands, and this is the 18th, on Friday, July, they're going to come along on the 23rd and try and possess my home. I got a letter yesterday confirming that. Now, over the fortnight, this is the reason why it's taken me so long to put this video up. For every day I've been in the court filing documents, requesting copies and information from the court filing staff. And at every occasion, they have interfered with my right. They've obstructed me. Now, this is a criminal offence, but they don't care, because they've got two sets of rules I've discovered. The first rule, they make the rules up as they go along. And the second rule is, see Rule 1. They do not care, but they will care very soon, because now this is vital information, not only for me but for everyone out there. A gentleman, and his name is Mr. Ebert, a highly intelligent man. He is a forensic document investigator, and I sent him my documents, and he has confirmed that fraud has taken place upon my family from the courts. He's prepared, and I have helped in a small way, a document, and it's been placed in the court yesterday by my wife. They tried not to take it. They refused to stamp it at first. I gave them a copy. They were prepared to stamp that, or she gave her the copy, but they weren't going to stamp my copy. And then when they were asked to sign what they'd stamped, she refused. But the silly woman signed a complimentary slip saying that it was evidence. So she gave us better than the signature. She confirmed what we were putting in. Now, this document I will be handing out on the day. As many copies as I can make, I will give out to people, and I want everyone who gets a copy to photocopy it as many times as you want and give it to other people who are in need to fight the courts. And this document will have repercussions throughout the judicial system up and down this country. And there may be another one going in the day before, just to inform the police and the bailiffs what they should not do. Now this document, you'll have everyone there will be a witness to an attempted crime, perpetration of fraud and theft. And the police, I know they watch these videos because silly young men on motorcycles who've done wheelies at 180 miles an hour have been prosecuted. Well, Mr. Policeman, I've just notified you of an attempted crime, and if you really want the information, I'll give it to you on the day, but come and see me and I'll give it to you prior to it, so you can be prepared to arrest the bailiffs. And then after that you have to go and arrest the filing staff, and then after that you have to arrest the judges, and then after that Bradford and Bingley solicitors, and then after that a man called Richard Banks, the CEO of Bradford and Bingley. Now, if the bailiffs do come along, well, they will come along, but I'm asking everybody who attends to be peaceful and show these criminals what honour and how a man and a woman should behave with dignity, because the only violence will be committed by the bailiffs. Now the police will tell us all that the obstruction of a bailiff in his court duties is a criminal offence, and that's perfectly correct. But also, for a bailiff to lay a hand on any man or woman to carry out their duties is also a criminal offence, and the police have taken an oath to protect men and women, not bailiffs, so they will be put on their oath. They have been denying they had this oath. Though, well, they don't deny it, they just don't enforce it. Well, you will when you come to mine. Now, if the bailiffs do get a hold of me and I have to give them a warning, it's not violence from me, it's violence from them. Because of my conditions, the surgeons have put me on a certain drug, and I have to be on it from time to time. This drug, this is my patient's card. It's Latin, so forgive the pronunciation. It's exorally. It thins blood, and it's extremely powerful, and it makes me a haemophiliac. I asked my surgeon, what are the dangers? And he said, under no circumstances get injured, and certainly not to the head, because he told me I've got 8 to 10 minutes to get to hospital because of the bleeding, and then it will be fatal. So, Mr. Caress and your bully boys, should you injure me, and should it be fatal, it won't be manslaughter, because I've just notified you. It will be murder. And anything else that happens to me, it will have to be inflicted by you, and it will be a serious assault. Okay, so you're on that notice. So I think I've covered all the points I needed to cover, from thanking you all, which was the most important, to telling you that the eviction is still taking place, and informing you of the very important documents that's going to be given to you, and the court's already got that copy, and if they're sensible they'll stop, but they're not sensible, they're arrogant. But they will go to jail if they insist on carrying it out. and I covered the important things. So I'll give you one piece of information which David Caress is basically a rabid dog that's held by a leash by the court, and they set him and his mates on people. Well, the one that's holding the leash at the very end is this man. Not many people have heard of him, let alone seen him. This man, his name is Richard Lee Banks. And this Richard presides over many, many financial institutions. He's the Chief Executive Officer of Bradford and Bingley, and of many other financial institutions. And just Google him. These are the offices that he's either held fairly recently over the last few years, or he's still being employed and paid by these companies. You can freeze frame it and see who they are, or just Google it. And this is quite interesting. You'll recognise a lot of these places, particularly the bottom one, which I'm interested in, because that's Bradford and Bingley. You've got Asset Management and Northern Rock. The list goes on and on and on. And this man, he instructs at the top the possessions of people's homes. Now, a lot of you may never have heard of this man, and some of you may be saying, okay, it's a bit of sour grapes, he's the CEO, but he's probably just doing his job. Well, let's have a look into Richard Banks's mind. When they issued preceding orders against repossession orders against my family's home, he published this in the Guardian, and he says there's going to be a tsunami of repossessions. And now you think that's something, a force of nature, a tsunami. And he's going to give all those that can't pay, where my arrow points, tough love. Him and his banking friends, they caused the tsunami, and they're going to give us tough love. For all you people that got behind in your mortgages, 3 months, that's all it takes before they start proceedings. He's going to love you. He's going to give you tough love. That's how sick this man's mind is. I think to actually express the words in there, he's going to love your property and it's tough on you. A psychopath to take people's homes and tell them it's tough love, it's best thing for them. I wonder who it's good for. Well, Mr. Richard Banks, you're going after my home, and I'm going to do everything I can to stop you. And every day I went down over the past fortnight, there was repossession orders, and they estimate in Nottingham County Court approximately 250 a week. And that's 1,000 a month, and that's 12,000 a year. That's the size of a small or average sized town, evicted every year by a court. I think you've got all the other courts out the land. Well, Richard Banks is part of that, and all it is to do with is money. Family standing on the street, and it's tough love. The man is sick. The whole system is sick to do this. After 26 years in this home, they give me a month to get out. Well, we've built up an awful lot of rubbish in 26 years, and it would be impossible to try and move it. Our attic is full of toys from our children, which we were saving so to pass on to our grandchildren. Our garden's even got pets buried in it. Don't tell the council. they'll be around. And it's heartbreaking for my wife, and the stress has been enormous. But that stress has been lifted a great deal by your support. So, come this Wednesday at 9 o'clock in the morning. I've got a few extra biscuits in, and there's an absolutely lovely young lady at our local pub who's going to open up early for us to give you refreshments. And it is a community spirit. But this, what you're doing, will have an effect on the banks, and especially the courts, because the banks want to get away with it, and the courts are allowing them. And of course they say you want to know who and why and what, just follow the money, and it's the banks. Well, thank you for listening to my ramblings. So I hope to see you on Wednesday, and you'll be very, very made welcome from my family and myself. And my gratitude, as I say, I can't express it, but just know that we feel it so greatly, the kindness from you all. So, see you then. Thank you.